Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sway. That's right, welcome back to the channel where I give you my absolute honest opinion and I don't give a damn how you feel about it. Yeah, today I don't have a trusty smoke, but I do have a trusty Coke and I'm going to be drinking that as we go along. As you can see, I have guests right next to me. Yes, I have a guest right next to me, and for those of you that have been watching my channel for a long time know who this is. This is Miss Hailee. Last time I interviewed her was last year when we were just friends for like 2 months. And here's a video of that.
And we did a complete 360 in the middle of the intersection. I almost hit a witness. We went up on the grass. And we hit a boulder head on. The car was demolished.
But you know what? This doesn't feel right. Hey, for real, it doesn't feel right. Am I correct?
Correct.
Alright. Just give me 1 second. 1 second. Turn that on. Okay. So what the fuck am I doing here in your bedroom on your bed with you?
I don't know. Why don't you tell everybody?
Alright, so last year when we did the first interview, we were just, best friends.
For 2 months.
For 2 months. And, our friendship grew, and let's just say we're no longer best friends. I love you, babe.
I love you too, babe.
So, last year we did this interview and you talked about this car accident and we showed pictures and everything.
Yes.
And it was very, very, it was a traumatic experience that you went through.
It was. But,
along with our friendship growing, along with everything just getting better and better for us, you asked me out.
I did. I ended up asking him out.
You didn't just end up asking me out. You did more than that. That same day.
Yes.
You proposed.
Yes, I did.
There's something else you did, but I don't know if you want to mention it. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
My audience, we're all adults. You know what I mean? So
okay, so if I'm being real, okay, we're all adults. Let's just be real here. I didn't just ask him out, and I did not just propose to him. I also flashed him. I flashed him.
Actually, were you wearing this shirt too?
I was. Oh my god, I was. I was wearing this exact same shirt.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about the past. Okay,
no.
As far as with whatever.
Yes, I don't want to get into it. So
it doesn't matter. It's not important. So what ended up happening is that she had hernia surgery. Mm-hmm. She ended up having a hernia surgery in her stomach, and so throughout the week, after she had her hernia surgery, it was just like she's asking me questions about how to ask a guy out. Why don't you get into the details of that one? Tell them the story you told me and why you were asking me on how to ask a guy out.
Okay, I will explain. So, I was nervous because from day one, I had feelings for this guy right here.
And I've always had feelings for her.
But we were both just too afraid to show and tell how we actually felt about one another. So, as we were video chatting, I ended up asking him advice because there was a partially true story, but the other half was more like, okay, I needed advice on how to ask him out. So I basically came out and I said, well, alright, there's this guy that I know that works at this store, and he's
kind of cute.
Exactly. And I'm just like, well, I gotta figure out.
What do you mean exactly? Is he cute?
Can I explain my story?
By the way, I bust their chops all the time.
Yes, he does.
And vice versa.
Yes, he does.
Okay. Sorry, this is not a lovey-dovey thing. We just got to get this out of the way so that way we can get to what we're talking about.
So, I came out and I said, well, I need advice on how to ask this person out. But really and truly, the advice that he was giving me was to ask him out. So once I got the advice, that's when I came out. I said, you know what? Go for it. Out of nowhere, I asked him out.
See, what happened was that...
I took that chance.
Yeah, on a Sunday night, she was in a lot of pain.
From the surgery that I had.
And they gave her opiates, they gave her Percocets. And it was a really strong dose, right? It was like, what was it, like 35 or 40 or something?
It was about 35, 40, I would say.
Yes, I'm drinking a little booze. Sushi.
Fireball. Hold on, let me take this off.
Ding. Not bad. I haven't had this in a while.
He's not a cinnamon person too much, so.
No, hell no. So I, for me, because I take opiates for my back. I told her that for me, the way it works faster is I crush it, put in some soda or something, and I drink it, and it immediately. And the reason for me, because as many of you know, I've had my gastric bypass in 2006 and all that. So for me to crush it and then drink it, it automatically goes into my intestines and all that, and blah blah blah. So I was telling her this, because the Percocet that they gave her, it would take half an hour for it to start really working, something like that.
Yeah.
Or was it less than that?
Because they said I could take 1 to 2 pills, but 2 pills was like way too strong. Mm-hmm. So I took the 1 pill, and I took about maybe like half hour, almost 45 minutes for to kick in. And mind you, I had already taken a pill like an hour before because I was in so much fucking pain. So, and then that's when I told her about the thing. About crushing it.
Yeah, so she took it. And because, again, 2 pills is way too much. That's 2 pills in your system. So she was getting, kind of fucked up. So on top of her being in extreme pain from the operation and the pills, I said to her, and it's funny because I've done this a few times when we were just best friends alone. Like, if she was depressed, I'm like, I'm not getting off the damn video chat until I know you're safe, until I know you're fine. It was the same thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not getting off the video chat until I know you are okay. Make sure that she wasn't in pain, that the medicine wasn't overpowering her or anything. So so I stood with you all damn night.
Yeah, you were up with me up until 6:30 in the morning.
And
around the clock.
Yeah, and next thing you know, because at that time you were still asking me on how to ask me out.
Yes, as I'm high off my ass.
But we also get into this conversation because we both wanted to ask each other out, but we didn't know whatever. So I get into this thing because how many for many of you know how it is. You have this friend, a really cool friend, and you care about them, you want to date them, but you also don't want to ruin it. But at the same time, it's like
you gotta let them know how you feel.
Yeah.
Either way.
So I was like, look. One of the things I said was, look. And basically, it was my way of giving her hints. I was like, look, even if I did, somehow the conversation got into asking each other out without us asking each other out, and I was like, look, even if I did feel that way, I wouldn't do anything about it because of the fact that I respect you and I don't want to ruin our friendship and blah blah blah. It was just something like that, and then it was again. She was back and forth. She was asking me how to ask me out without me knowing it, and then it got to a conversation about but I don't even know if a guy would like me because look at my.
Yeah. So basically, all right, I'm gonna be.
Be blunt.
I'm gonna be blunt about it. Okay.
If I have to bleep anything, I'll bleep anything.
That's okay. So, I was worried to the fact that no one would be with me.
Or should you say, I wouldn't be with you?
Or, you wouldn't have been with me because
that's what you told me through all these...
Yeah. Because just how I look and because I feel I'm small up in the chest area. So that's kind of made me more like the downing point. Because I do have low self-esteem to a certain degree. And I'm like, well, will he like me for who I am? Yes, even though we were just best friends alone. But that's different than actually being together. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, how is he going to take me? This, that.
How am I going to take you?
Oh my god.
You should know I'm going to take you. I've been taking you. Okay, I'm sorry. Alright. No, so with that said, on my behalf, I'm like, girl, you're fucking gorgeous. Yeah, but what about my scars because of this? I don't fucking care. You're gorgeous.
I have a lot of, scars from, having acne. I have scars from surgeries. I've had like 14 surgeries in my lifetime. Okay.
And that's something we can talk about
at a different time. And I'm just like, who's gonna, will he want me with all the flaws that I have on me, on my body, and plus still having a stomach from when I had 2 kids. So it's like, is this? I didn't know what to think at the time.
Yeah. So she's doing the general question, like, what if, I'm like, girl, look, you're fucking gorgeous. Okay, who cares about the scars? A real man's not gonna care about that shit. And then when it came to her chest, I'm like, look, I haven't seen them, but I'm sure they're nice. From what I can see here, imagine she's wearing this shirt. So from what I can see here, they're definitely nice.
That's when I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm high as a kite from the pain meds, and on top of that, I'm like, you know what? I'm single, I'm free, and I can do what I want. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I flashed them.
Hey, babe. Show them how you... I'll blur it out. Show them how you flash.
Okay.
I'll blur it out for real.
Okay. So I'm laying, on my back.
She was downstairs on the love seat or the couch?
It was the love seat.
Okay.
So I'm laying there, and I'm just like... wee!
Without the bra.
Yes, without the bra, but that I'm not doing.
Yeah. Even though if I blur it, but still, it's not...
appropriate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys get the gist of what,
So, here I am with my jaw fucking wide open.
His eyes are big as saucers, okay? And just like this is the look on his face.
And this is, I'm like, oh, those are nice.
And too bad that I couldn't reach to the phone, so I couldn't be like, exactly.
Okay. But yeah, no, and I'm like, oh, those are nice. Oh, shit.
He wanted to dig in right there and then.
Oh, damn right.
Ladies and gentlemen, he wanted to dig in.
Damn right, I admit it. I did. And I still do. Hold on, give us a few minutes. For real, give us a few minutes, hold on. Damn, babe. I didn't know he was gonna do all that.
Shit!
We're messing with you.
Oh god.
No,
but really though, the look on his face was it was priceless, you guys.
Then And then next thing you know, like finally, we start revealing every fucking thing. Every fucking thing. And then she's... Come on, you can say it. You know what you said. When you said, I love you. I've been in love with you.
Oh, yes.
I want to be...
Yes. I remember.
Okay.
So, this was later on. Because, yeah, I came over...
No, after you flashed me is when you said that the first time on video chat.
Oh, that's right. So
then I came over.
Soon after, yeah.
Yes.
Soon after when I flashed him.
Yeah.
Okay. I came out and I told Josue, I'm like, you know, I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I want to marry you. I want to have kids with you. I want to be the mother of your kids.
I want to be your wife.
And yeah, I want to be your wife.
And again.
His reaction. He didn't know what to say. And then later on that morning...
Well, yeah, remember, this is what I said. I said, I'm not going to say I love you. And the reason why is because it's not right for me to do it on video chat.
Exactly.
But I want to be with you.
And then, that's when you came over later on that morning.
Yeah, later on that morning, I only slept like 2 hours.
I didn't even sleep. Yeah. I was up for 24 hours.
Yeah, I slept like 2 hours, and because I had to drive. It's like a 30-minute drive from where I live to to here. Where I lived to here, and so I was tired. I'm driving. We're on the phone. I'm almost there. And she meets me outside as soon as I get there. The first thing I do is I give her the biggest kiss that I can. I look her in her eyes.
You picked me up.
Yeah, I picked you up.
You picked me up and you spun me around.
Yep. And I kissed you, and because finally I could say this, I was like, I love you. I was like, Hailee. Hailee, last name. I'm not gonna say the last name.
Yeah.
Well, I like your maiden name.
I know.
So it's a privacy thing. Okay?
Exactly.
Everybody already knows my last name because.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, Hailee, last name. I love you with all my heart. I want to be with you, and basically almost everything she kind of said or whatever. But then we go inside. And then she sits on my lap. Because the thing is that I couldn't believe she actually said this to me on video chat. I never thought she would want to be with me. And, no, she sits down on my lap, puts her arms around me. And
that's when I said it again. I said, I love you so much. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I want to be your wife, and I want to have kids with you and be the mother of your children.
And then like a giddy little schoolboy, I'm like, yes. No, in reality, I started crying.
He did start crying.
I'm man enough to admit that I was crying like a little baby. Mm-hmm. Because I was so happy. And it's just been like wonderful ever since then.
Yeah.
I mean, like our relationships, we've had our disagreements and things.
Which is normal, disagreements, arguments, but that's only normal. It would not be normal if you didn't argue, if you didn't have disagreements, if you didn't fight. That would not be normal, but...
The number one rule we have with each other is never go to bed angry.
Exactly.
And sometimes we could be up till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning discussing whatever disagreement we have. So we finally both understand each other and be like, oh wow, I didn't realize this, or oh wow, I didn't realize that. Whether it's me saying it or her saying it, or both of us saying it at the same time, we make sure that we are both heard. One of the things that she went through in the past was she wasn't heard. She was never heard. And just in our friendship alone, I was telling her, I was like, look, tell me, talk to me. I wanted her to speak. And it took her a while to finally, but
yeah, I mean, and then it's like communication is the key. If you don't have communication, then what is there? But again, I'm not going to discuss it, but I had a past. And I'm just going to put it this way. I had a traumatizing past. And again, I'm not going to get into it, but it took me a while to be able to fully open up with him and communicate, whether it was we were best friends alone, and even up until now. Like, I had a hard time, but he showed me and he taught me that, you know, he's there to listen. He wants to hear me. He wants to hear what I have to say, thoughts, everything. And it slowly made me realize that, wow, like, I'm actually being heard. And I felt like a big weight of boulders was just like lifted up off my shoulders. And, you know, and this is and that's what I wanted for so long. And I personally felt like I was never going to have that. But now I can actually say the love of my life, my husband, is sitting right in front of me. And he's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me and to be in my life. And I wouldn't want it any other way. I only have one regret. One regret. And that is that I did not ask him out a lot sooner. But you know what? It's better late than never. It's always better late than never. Or even, you know, sooner depending on the situation. But sometimes you just don't realize what's right in front of you.
by the way, I'm extremely way taller than her. I'm just laying back. We're laying back. I'm like almost
He's a lot taller than me.
But yeah, so this is the background. And in the last video we talked about your car accident and the miracle that happened.
Yes.
Okay. As every one of you know, and to everybody that's new watching, I've been an ordained minister for years, and I've been in ministry most of my life since I was about 12. And the last interview we talked about that car accident and the miracle and how everything happened. And
I really do hope. Don't mean to cut you off.
That's okay, man.
But from that story, from what I told last year, I really do hope because when I came out and said to you guys, I really hope that my story is a big inspiration to all of you. And I really hope it is. Because really and truly, life is so damn short. It really is. And in a blink of an eye, your life can be gone. And again, like I said from last year, I know. Because, again, it's happened to me. And thankfully, the good man up above spared...
Thank you, John. Sorry.
spared my life.
Yeah.
And
it happened again earlier this year.
Yeah.
Early on, within the first month. Before the first month anniversary.
It was in May.
Yeah.
This past May.
Yeah, so...
Of this year.
I was staying over, and I take sleeping meds. I take sleeping meds and everything, and so because I have insomnia, because of her pain and everything, she couldn't sleep, and we were just like, I don't know, babe, you want to try one of mine? You know, I know the rule. Don't give anybody your meds or whatever.
But it's a sleeping pill, so who really knew?
Yeah, so now she has a lot of allergies to different medications and all that, so I'm like, okay.
I'm allergic to 29 different meds.
Actually, 30 now.
Well, yeah, 30 now.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I was like, fine. So, you know, I was like, well, if you want one, sure. And she was like, yeah, okay, so she took it. Within, I want to say 2 minutes, she was having problems breathing. And basically she was coming in and out of consciousness, which is why I'm basically telling my part of the story first. And I was like, babe, are you okay? You okay? And no, she was just getting worse and worse and worse. So finally we called 911. We called 911 and, you know, I helped bring her downstairs. Like her mom and dad and, you know, are up. No, actually, no, Dad he was in recovery, remember?
Dad was in the hospital.
Yeah, he was in the hospital too. Her dad was in the hospital too. So her mom was there, and, you know, we're scared. I'm scared shitless. I'm like, oh my God, no. After all these years, I finally found the woman that I want to be with, and and you know, and I'm finally with her, and this, you know, and I'm just scared fucking shitless, you know. As she's having trouble breathing, whatever. Finally, the EMTs arrive. And I'm like, hey, great. Next, you know, the dog.
My throat was closing off.
Yeah.
I was going to anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, she was going to anaphylactic shock. Now, at one point, the dog started working, so, you know, and dragging, you know, we had to tie her up, so I had to hold her. But as that's happening, that's when you're going into anaphylactic shock, and they put the EpiPen in you.
They jabbed 2 EpiPens in my left thigh. Because the first one wasn't working, and you would think, okay, the first shot is going to open up my airway, open everything up. They took my blood pressure, okay? My blood pressure was 88 over 54. And when I seen that, and I couldn't breathe, and then that's when they had to jab the second one to my thigh. That wasn't working, and I started to lean over into the paramedic because I was going unconscious. They injected Benadryl through my IV. And
don't forget how much it hurt that you were cussing out.
Oh yeah, I was cussing out the paramedic, and
he was like, "That's okay, you earned it."
Yeah, the paramedic, he's like, "It's alright." He's like, "You can cuss if you want. You earned it. You know, go right ahead." You know, and this is when he's jabbing me in the thigh. And I'm praying to God, and again, you know, not only, you know, again, you know, him being, you know, as we're together, but also too, like, his, you know, minister side, it's like, you know, he's praying to God, I'm praying to God. In the back of my head, I'm just like, Lord, you know, don't let me die, I can't die, you know, I have my family, you know, the whole 9 yards. And I was scared shitless because I was afraid that I thought I was gonna die. Yeah. I felt like I was gonna die. And it was, and then I looked up at his face and my mother's face, and he, like, the color that he is now, he went from the color that he is now to he was whiter than a ghost in like a matter of seconds. And I've never seen the look on his face that I did that night. And then...
So then they put you in the ambulance, and I couldn't go with you in the ambulance because there was something going on with rushing or whatever. So your mom took me to the hospital.
This is like 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And then they take me to the room. I'm like, yeah, Hailee, whatever. And next thing you know, I'm there, and she doesn't remember anything that happened.
Wasn't I unconscious?
No, not at first. You were talking for a bit, then you went unconscious. You fell asleep. And as she's resting, I'm sitting right by her bedside, and I'm holding her hand, and I'm crying and praying to God. I'm like, God, please don't take her from me. Please don't take her. And I'm just going like, God, no. You know, finally you brought the woman of my dreams, the woman of my prayers, and please don't take her from me. No, please heal her. And I'm just praying like constantly. Just I don't stop. It got to the point where I was, I prayed for so long, and I basically fell asleep, kind of like leaning on her on the ER bed.
And didn't they have like an extra vial on standby just in case?
Yeah, just in case they had an extra vial of, what was it, EpiPen stuff or whatever.
Epinephrine.
Epinephrine, just in case. Thankfully, it never needed to be used, but all of a sudden, I want to say about 2 or 3 hours later, something like that, her eyes opened up, and she wakes up, and she started to come back, and just come back, her consciousness and everything was just like, and I'm like, and I started crying again. Oh my God, thank you, God, thank you, yes, and she's coming back. And within like 3 hours after that, that's when they finally let us go.
There's one thing about me. I'm a fighter.
Damn right you are.
I've been through a lot of rough shit in my life. And, again, I'm not going to get into it, but I've gone through a lot of hard shit.
Yeah.
And I kept telling him, I'm like, no matter what it is, nothing is going to take me down. I'm a fighter. And as much as I felt like I was going to die, I kept fighting. And I kept fighting, and I kept fighting and fighting, and I'm just like, I ain't leaving him. I ain't leaving our kids behind. I'm not leaving any of my family members behind. And I'm like, at the time, I was 29. I just turned 30 last month. But
yes, I'm right. Yes, I'm robbing the cradle.
But yeah, I was still, I was 29 at the time, and I'm like, I'm only 29 years old. I'm like, I'm too young to die. But with his praying to the good Lord and everyone else, and with me fighting, I would not be here today if it wasn't for you, for the Lord, my mom, and everyone else. And I think also to the paramedics, because if it wasn't for them too, injecting me as quick as they did, getting here as quick as they did, because I never seen an ambulance get here as fast as they did. I mean, must have got here in 5 minutes tops. Not even that. I say 2-3 minutes tops.
2-3, yeah.
And just getting here as quick as they did.
Literally after we hang up with the 911 dispatch, it was like I go outside to meet the ambulance. It was like wee.
And I thank them too, because again, if it wasn't for them too, for everyone, I would not be here today. And now, and again, I'm allergic to bees, so I carry an EpiPen on me anyways. But whether it's a bee or new medication, I carry my EpiPen no matter where I go. I carry it with me at all times, just in case, because you just don't know.
Now everybody knows this is not my preaching channel. This is Sway, where we talk about everything from spirituality to UFOs to whatever. And it's important that we talked about this, because this was a miracle.
It was a miracle.
And I was a witness to it.
I'm a walking miracle.
You know what I mean? And I know many people, and you know how I am on my channel. I'm about trying to bring hope, as well as, give my opinions and all that stuff. But, I've said this a million times, okay? I've said this a million times on my channel, and where there is a God.
There is.
There is a God.
And I'm living proof.
And now, we know people from many different backgrounds, and whatever. And and one of the things we all agree with is that, yeah, you know what? There is a God. Okay? Now, they may call God something else or whatever, but we all agree there is a God. And for us, we gotta let people know, bring inspiration. Be like, look, have hope.
Have faith.
Because just that little bit of faith can go a long way. You know what I mean? Again, this is not the preaching channel, but you know how I am. Every once in a while, I got to bring something inspirational. And the biggest inspirational thing that I could have brought you was telling you how my wife, my best friend, my everything, literally came back from almost dying. Right in front of me. Where if I would have lost you, I'd have no idea what would have happened. So, I guess we're just going to end this for now. Expect more stuff from us together. Because she has something she wants to talk about.
And again, like I said in the previous, I'm going to say it again. Don't give up hope and faith. Because miracles do happen. And again, I'm living proof. I'm a walking miracle. Just like how I explained with the car accident situation. And now. Just keep your faith up. No matter what comes along your way. What obstacle. Whether it takes you down. Just pray. That's all you've really got to do. Even if you don't think that God doesn't hear you, He does hear you. He may not answer right away, but He hears you. And it may take a quick time to answer, or to heal, or whatever the case may be. But He does hear you. And I think we all can vouch for that.
Yeah, right.
I think we can get an amen on that one.
Amen. Amen. A to the damn men. Alright, everybody. So, thank you for joining us. Can't wait to come back with some more videos, some new content. So, until next time, me and the missus, we say salut.
Salut.